Arce. Yo 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 yo. Good morning, Lauren.
Good morning, MV.
How you feeling?
I feel great.
It's a Tuesday.
Yeah, man, I wish it was Friday.
You gotta love it, man. You gotta love it. Gotta love it, man. You gotta love this place. All right. How you feeling, man? Everything is good? You all right last night? Everything was good yesterday?
Yeah, I thought I was going home to go to sleep, but I didn't. One of my sisters is in town. My sister that went to Hampton, actually.
Okay.
And she's a dancer. She's now choreographed. She doesn't dance anymore.
When you say dance, the first thing that comes on your mind is...
Not a stripper.
Okay.
She's like a technically trained... No shade to the strippers. I love y'all.
Yep.
She's like a technically trained dancer. So she's like ballet, modern, like all that.
Okay.
She's like danced with a few artists. Drake, Doja Cat. She does choreography for Chloe Bailey.
Okay.
And,
how long is she in town for?
She's actually flying out today. She was here because she was teaching a class. So I went with her to the class yesterday. So
what was the class?
The class was literally like 2 doors down from here.
Really?
Yeah. So she taught a heels class yesterday. So I went with her. And I was in there falling asleep and getting ready for our day today.
Mm-hmm. How often is she in town?
She comes in and out all the time. She does like multiple different classes.
Next time she comes in town.
Shout out to Mariah Jasmine.
See if Mariah Jasmine will take a class from my kids. I tell you, my daughters get busy. Like they compete and they get busy. Like
she'll
they
100%
train
do that.
6 days a week, 3 hours a day. My daughters get busy. They do ballet, they do modern, they do hip hop, they do tap. But yes,
and she comes from a family of dancers. Like her mom was like our teacher, and now she's like she's went from dancer on stage with artists to teacher and choreographer because I think it's just a better balanced life for her. Money's better and it's less on her body, but she does privates all the time. So
please,
I'll text her right now. She might just stay just to do it.
Absolutely. Yeah, because my daughters come from a family of dancers as well.
Really?
Me.
Envy.
What? You see me two-step at the club? I get busy with the two-step. That's where they get it from.
Yeah, they're going to need that class.
All right. Well, good morning to you guys. We got a great show for you today. Ricky Smiley will be joining us. Ricky Smiley, of course, comedian, morning show host. He has a new book out called Sideshow, Living with Loss and Moving Forward with Faith. He's had a lot of death in his life in the last couple of years, so we'll talk to him about that. His son died, but we'll get into that. And he's an amazing morning show host, so salute to Ricky Smiley. And then also Dr. Alfie Breland Noble. She was the facilitator and the chief mental wealth officer for the Mental Wealth Alliance. She went to Howard University. Her daughter's studying to be a therapist. She goes to Howard right now.
I'm so sorry that's happening.
We're going to talk to her right now. All right.
Hey, Charla.
Is he clear? Can you hear Charla? No. So why don't you talk? No.
He got that. I was going to say it now, Mom.
No.
I thought
we did the pre-recorded yo.
No, I thought I did hear him actually.
No, that was the pre-recorded ones.
Nah, I really thought I was tripping.
No, that's the pre-recorded. Anytime there's a problem, we just have them in the stash just in case the yo-yo-yos. Yeah, that's right. Your audio sounds horrible. We're going to fix that. Charlamagne is actually out in Detroit.
He's in the D.
That's right. He loves the D. He's going to be hanging out with... see, he loves the D. See?
We can't hear you, Charlotte. You said you do love the D.
There he goes. Cool. Which one of us? Oh. All right. Well... He's in the D right now. He's going to be hanging with our Vice President Kamala Harris this afternoon for a live town hall. That's right. I pray this. You have 9 people of the staff there, and your audio sounds like trash. Just think about it. There's only 2 people up here.
It's only 2 here with us.
There's only 2 here with us. So you have 9. Well, how many of us there? You got them all there, and your audio sounds trash. Welcome to iHeart. All right. Front page news when we come back. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. It's DJ NV. Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Lauren LaRosa filling in for Jess. So let's get in some front page news. Now, last night, Major League Baseball, the Mets won last night, and also the Yankees won 5-2. They both tied the series. Actually, the Yankees lead 1-0. The Jets lost last night. The Buffalo Bills beat them 23-20. No, we're still in the playoffs, not the World Series yet. Both the Mets and the Yankees have to win this. Well, this is the American League Championship Series, so this is right before the World Series. All right. Good morning, Morgan.
Good morning. I can't hear Charlamagne, but I'm going to go ahead and not get too much into that. I'll let y'all figure that out. So Election Day is about 3 weeks away, and the candidates are out on the campaign trail. Former President Donald Trump, he held a town hall outside of Philadelphia yesterday in Oak, Pennsylvania, where he pledged to bring down interest rates and not tax seniors on certain things. Let's hear more from Trump's town hall.
We had interest rates at 2%, and now they're 10% and you can't get the money. We're not going to forget the older people. By the way, no tax on Social Security benefits for the older people.
So Trump said at 2% there was plenty money for everybody that was under his administration. However, it is important to note that under the Trump administration, those rates also rose 0.5% since the Obama administration. So rates have just been up since then, period. Trump also repeated the drill, baby, drill phrase, saying that we're going to have so much energy. Meanwhile, the Trump campaign also says the man that was arrested outside of the former president's rally in California over the weekend was not attempting to assassinate him. That's according to Fox News. Police say Vim Miller tried to pass a security checkpoint with loaded guns and multiple passports, fake names, and in his vehicle, and then some. Miller, who was released on a $5,000 bail, told the Las Vegas Review-Journal any notion that he was planning to assassinate the former president is, quote, ridiculous. The FBI, Justice Department, and Secret Service have all said Trump was not in any danger at that rally.
But then he had weapons, right?
Yeah, weapons, he had ammunition, all types of things.
So why would you just casually be there with that?
Just chilling.
Yeah, supposedly. And then the other notion is that he was part of the media, but I'm going to go ahead and reject that because what? Mm-hmm. So let's switch gears. I want to provide an update following the aftermath of Hurricane Milton and Helene. They left a trail of devastation in western North Carolina. Crews are still working to restore power in some of the hardest hit areas by Helene after the storm initially left 1 million customers in the dark. Asheville, in particular, was hit hard by the storm after it made landfall 2 weeks ago in Florida, and the cleanup may take years. This comes as President Biden, of course, recently surveyed the damage in Florida and announced $612 million for projects to help the electric grid in the areas affected by Milton and Helene. Also, a North Carolina man, he's facing charges for allegedly threatening FEMA workers. So as a result of that, FEMA has been paused in some areas of North Carolina as they assess those threats. That man he was arrested. So that threat, of course, has been mitigated. And of course, in Florida, Governor Ron DeSantis says they're making progress on getting fuel back to every part of the state. DeSantis says the state will help repair ports and other structures. Let's hear more from him.
More and more gas stations, as they get power, also get the fuel. It's not 100%, but they're making good progress. Florida will provide $9.5 million to jumpstart the recovery and help repair the impacted infrastructure.
Yeah, so he said free gas is available at 12 different locations for people impacted by Hurricane Milton. He adds that there are there's 3.5 million homes, of course, that have had their electricity restored with about 97% of the state now operational. So, okay, strides are being made, and there are still about 300,000 customers that still don't have power. So, again, strides are being made, but there's still more work to do. A lot of places say that it could take years for the cleanup regarding Hurricane Milton and Helene. So I'll keep you guys posted on that.
Yeah, salute to, I got family out in Florida, in Tampa, and they were saying that they still don't have power now. And to actually get gas for their generator, they have to drive 1.5 hours to get gas. So when they drive that 1.5 hours, they have to fill up like 7, 8 containers or 9 containers, because they really fill it up for the whole block, and they go in together, and they have to always come back and refill it every 2-3 days. So they're saying it's still pretty effed up. They say they don't see any FEMA. They said they don't see FEMA at the local hospitals, and they're going through it right now. So they say just continue to pray, and they're going to continue to, to make sure that the elderly people in the neighborhood are good.
Yeah, well, kudos to them for having community about it. So, yeah, well, I'll keep you guys posted, and we'll check in with Vice President Harris on the other side, or excuse me, at 7 a.m.
All right. Well, thank you very much. We'll see you in a little bit. Morgan, Charlamagne, you with us now? I can hear you.
I can hear you.
I think I can hear you. You sound a little. The audio doesn't sound clear, but I can hear you.
Oh.
All right. Well, everybody, get it off your chest. 800-585-1051 if you need to vent. Phone lines are wide open again. 800-585-1051. Get it off your chest. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Wake up, wake up. Wake your ass.
This is your time to get it off your chest. Whether you're mad or blessed, we want to hear from you on The Breakfast Club.
Hello, who's this?
Hello. Yes.
Hey, good morning. Can you turn your radio down?
Oh, yeah. Let me turn it off. We can't hear Charlamagne through the radio because I don't hear him. Every time we try one, it's silent.
Play that too. You can't hear me. Can you hear me now?
I can talk to him. Hello?
Sha, can you hear him now?
Yes, I can. No, I don't hear him. No, it's not that. I can't hear him through the radio.
And don't edit this call.
It's silent.
Play this back over the air. Okay? Play this back over the air.
I hear now through, in the phone, but when I put the radio on, I don't hear it.
Oh.
Him now. Okay. Number two, I wanted to talk about getting your colon checked. A lot of people are afraid to get their colon checked, but you can also do the colon up, which is a non-invasive procedure that I had done, and I've had guard because I have nobody in my family who I'm not high risk for colon cancer. But what I did is the doctor ordered it. It came in the mail. But weekly pooped in like a container, put something over the toilet. I pooped.
Shy, we know what a colon check is, Shy. You ain't got to break it down. You got your colon check.
Okay. Yeah, but do it the way you guys did it. I mailed mine off. You see what I'm saying? I didn't call the Cologuard. I mailed mine off. So for people who are not are afraid to get it done, if they're not high risk, they can get the Cologuard. If they're okay, they can get the Cologuard. That's how I did mine, because I didn't want insurance afraid to do it too. But I did the Cologuard and mine came out negative. So that's another way I was able to do it too. And you don't have to, you do it at home and you just mail it. You go to UPS and you can do that.
Okay. Thank you, Sha, for breaking that down and how you sent your poop to the doctor for them to check it.
Yeah, but check your audio. Can I hear you through the radio?
Check your audio.
I know. She can't hear you, Charlotte.
No, it's silent. When you talk to him, it's silent. There's no.
Charlamagne, she can't.
Going
Charlamagne, I love you. All right, man. Hello, who's this?
Marissa.
Hey, Marissa, good morning. Get it off your chest.
Good morning, guys. I have 3 sons, 7 and 20-year-old, 3-year-old, and they drive me crazy. I have to be a referee. Every day they be about to kill themselves and each other every day, and I'm sick of it. I'm so sick of it. Y'all help me. I don't know what to do with these little wild puppies. I'm so sick of getting up every morning to go to school when I'm not the one going to school. They drive me crazy. They fight for breakfast when everybody eating the same thing. Why are y'all fighting over the same thing? I'm sick of it, y'all. Help me. I'm about to pull out my hair. Help me.
Yeah, well, how old are they?
Envy, y'all pushing me to get there.
7 and twin 3-year-olds.
I cannot believe Lauren gonna say somebody else gonna blame her for all that.
No, she was talking about the kids' part.
The Bobby bobbing.
Well, Ma, sometimes you just got to breathe a little bit. And, kids is going to be kids. You might just got to separate them for a little bit as much as you can.
I'm overstimulated. Very, very overstimulated.
They're your kids, though.
She might need a break.
I know.
You don't have no help?
I need a break. I mean, I have a husband, but he works 12 hours a day. So for the most part, it's me until the evening time when he comes home and he tries to wrangle them. But they're just wild little puppies.
Well, I feel bad for you. I mean, the best thing I could say is if you can is take them outside as long as you can in the park and let them tire themselves out. So when they come home, they just ready to do homework, eat, and go to sleep. That's what I do with my kids most of the time. If they got too much energy, you got to go outside and let them release that energy a little bit.
I lock the door. I lock them outside in the backyard. Go out there, please. Run your out.
Well, all right, Charlamagne. All right, well, Mama, I'm sorry for you. Have a good one. All right, get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, hit us up. Charlamagne, you need to vent?
I don't need to vent at all. I just think everybody should be ashamed of themselves, always. But I mean, this isn't nothing new. We've been complaining about this for months and months and months and months and months and months, years and years and years and years and years, and nothing changes. So, hopefully this is the moment. Okay, and you know what's so good about it? So many people are listening now, so they can hear it for themselves. So,
yeah, all right, well, it's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. This is your time to get it off your chest, whether you're mad or blessed.
We better have the same energy.
We want to hear from you on the Breakfast Club.
Hello, who's this?
Hey, how are you? This is Antoinette.
Hey, Antoinette, good morning. Get it off your chest, mama.
What's going on? I need to just get a little bit off my chest about the school system and about these parents, man. It's all about the parents. I need them to know that it starts at home. The children are getting up to second and third grade and they can't read the sentence.
You're right. It's very...
Yeah, this is a problem.
Yes, you're right. Parents need to make sure that they read to their kids, and they're more there. A lot of time, parents just drop their kids off at school and expect the school to do everything, but parents got to be there as well. You're absolutely positively right.
And then when you tell the parents about the kids not able to read, they want to argue and fight with the teachers. They got to take accountability. It starts at home.
Yeah. No, she's telling the parents got to do more. They can't just drop their kids off and expect their kids to be great in just school. They got to make sure they reinforce some of the things that the school is doing. I agree.
Absolutely, man. When I tell you the children can't read, it's sad, it's hurtful. Like, it just, I need these parents to do more. So I feel like being on the radio, they listen to the music. I need them to hear this. They're getting up to second and third grade and they can't read basic words, basic sight words.
Yeah, it's difficult.
If they can't read, they can't write.
And a lot of the kids, what they're doing now is they're actually voice talking into the phone, so they don't even have to be able to type it out because they just talk into the phone. So a lot of times they don't know how to spell, they don't know how to complete sentences. So yeah, it happens. I see it.
You know what I mean? And that it's just bothering me. So I was rolling in traffic a little bit. I heard you say get it off your chest. I just needed to get that off my chest. That's about it. Y'all have a blessed day.
Thank you, Mama. Tone, good morning. Now, Tone is the gentleman that called last week that went viral, that was very upset with the politicians. He calling from Tampa. Good morning, Tone.
Oh, my God, Tone, I've been thinking about you. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning. Hey, I'm feeling all right, man. I appreciate y'all for helping getting that message out there. My mom and them power came on. Everybody powered. My friends and family, we all got power. I still got a lot of friends and family ain't got power, though. So, I do appreciate the linemen and the electricians that's out there in Tampa really like working day and night to get this power back on for people. But my issue is I got another issue.
What's up, Tone?
Because the Kamala Harris with her plan for black men, I just want to I want to say this, and I don't want to make it seem like I'm coming at Kamala Harris.
No, just be truthful, brother. Go ahead. What's on your mind?
They promised us the George Floyd Policing Act 4 years ago. Mm-hmm. That's going to protect black people. That was going to be the black hate crime, from my understanding. We ain't got that yet. So if we ain't got what we was promised, what really drove us to go vote for Biden and Kamala Harris in the first place, if we ain't got what drove us to vote for them, why are we supposed to believe that she going to fulfill what she said she got for black men? And it's stuff like this that makes me not trust politicians, because they love to say what we want to hear. They treat us like hoes. They treat voters like we're hoes. Tell us what we want to hear. Get what they want, and we never see them again.
Hold on, Charlamagne. Charlamagne's on the line. Yeah, you might not be able to hear him, but he's going to respond. But also, what we're going to do, Tone, is I'm going to put you on hold. Charlamagne has he's going to be talking with Kamala Harris on a one-on-one today. We Are the People. It's a town hall with Kamala, and I'm going to put you on hold because maybe Charlamagne might take some of your questions on the side. But Charlamagne, I know you want to respond to him. Hold on, Tone.
Yeah, the reason that the George Floyd Policing Act didn't pass is because no Republicans supported the legislation. The legislation did not advance in the Senate. Like, you gotta have bipartisan negotiations, to get a lot of these bills passed. And like between Kamala Harris and Cory Booker and Tim Scott, The bipartisan negotiations couldn't happen. So no Republicans supported the legislation. It didn't advance in the Senate. But it's not like, you didn't have a whole group of people led by now Vice President Kamala Harris that were trying to get the actual bill passed. Now, I do agree with Tone. What I always say is, why volunteer to lie? Like, if you saw President Obama last week, one thing that he said, look, man, we're not going to be able to get everything done. But I think the issue is when they put things on the table that they know they can't get done, that's when people feel disappointed, But I think that this is something that they thought they could get passed, but no Republicans supported the legislation. And that's the fact of the matter.
Well, hopefully you guys can now hear Charlamagne. I pray to God that you can. But if you can't, tonight he is going to be hanging out with Kamala Harris. We Are the People in Audio Town Hall. Happens tonight at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. They're going to be live from Detroit. Now, we got Jess With The Mess with Lauren LaRosa coming up. We do. We are, we're going to get into the Young Dro interview in the moment that happened in here where he was talking about his sobriety. All right. We'll get into that next, so don't go anywhere. I'm going to be nice today. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Good morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. Now let's get to Jess With The Mess with Lauren LaRosa.
News is real. Whether it's Jess Hilarious, Jessica Robin Moore, just don't do no lies.
She don't spare nobody.
Worldwide Jess, worldwide Mack.
On The Breakfast Club.
She's the coach of shit.
With Lauren LaRosa.
I'm back. And I got the mess.
Talk to me.
So Young Dro and T.I. were up here. They were here promoting Dro's new song, Thank God, that he has with Kirk Franklin. And on that song, it talks about, just his struggles with sobriety, getting over the, struggles with sobriety and just where he is at now. And during the conversation about sobriety, when he was in here talking to us, there was an incident that went down with one of his homeboys that was in here, a comedian out of Atlanta named K-Dub. Let's take a listen to it.
Actually, I overdosed. I used this platform with the thank God to.
What's wrong with you, man? That's your brother, right? That's your brother. Crazy, man.
So, you almost overdosed.
Yo, I did. All of these things happened. The overdose. My daughter was on drugs. Career-wise, I wasn't where I wanted to be.
What is this? What's up with your man?
Hey, you finna get slapped. I mean, we cool, but I slapped the shit by laughing.
Oh man,
I'm just telling you, we cool.
You ain't gonna slap me now.
What you want to do?
You ain't gonna slap me.
What you want to do?
You gonna hurt yourself?
Yeah.
Don't let him take you out of your life.
You so hurt yourself.
Come on, man. Yeah, I'm in bank here though.
Like, hey, listen. Hey, man,
Hey, listen. Hey, both of y'all, all y'all, everybody came in them with me. Hey, look, remember who you came in. Remember what we doing here, man. Come on, man. Let's get this together, bro. All right.
Now, K-Dub did respond to one of the comments. K-Dub is the guy that you hear.
He's
a comedian that you hear Dro going back and forth with before T.I. and T.I.'s manager KP intervened and try and calm it down. And someone basically commented and said that it was foul for him to be laughing at the fact that Dro was talking about his daughter who was going through her own battle with drugs. And K-Dub said, I wasn't laughing at his daughter. I was still laughing at something that was said earlier. So he wanted to clear that up. But I think in the moment, being here in the room, I could kind of feel that Dro it's new for him to be loudly talking about all of this stuff. So I think in the moment, he just, he felt kind of, it's not something he was yelling at the top of the mountains about, and he talked about that, like kind of being ashamed of it. So I think the jokey jokes, even the laughing at something prior to, after, whatever, it got to him a bit. I think we all were a little bit like, whoa, okay, what's so funny? And then all that happened. So
that's one of my worst fears, laughing at something in my head when somebody's discussing something serious.
Yeah,
that's why you got to really pay attention to the conversation. But I mean, that was just a little friendly kerfuffle. You know what I mean? Like you heard what Dro said. Dro said we cool.
Yes.
But I'll smack the at you. And he was just setting the boundaries with his friend. That's all. He
did, and he later apologized for that.
He did.
During the interview. He did apologize, and they left with each other. They didn't fight or anything like that.
Yes,
they brothers.
Absolutely.
We have the apology too. Later in the interview, Dro just on his own was like, I want to apologize. So let's take a listen to Dro.
Hey man, I want to apologize to my friend. I got beside myself. I shouldn't have took feelings to that.
That's
You
all
know what I'm saying?
I didn't
That's my
know what
dude
happened.
right there, man. You
That's
know what I'm saying?
all
I ain't finna be slapping no goddamn body.
Hey,
You know what I'm saying?
man, hey man, it's all
That's
good.
my dog. That's my dog.
Hey man,
You know what I'm
listen.
saying?
Hey man, we all here together. We came here together. We gonna leave here together. We gonna grow together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you know,
I just had to make that.
so we gonna have good times. We gonna have bad times.
Absolutely.
You know, but one thing we ain't gonna have is no broke times.
Yeah, you know, Dro is sharing things that he's never shared before, and you know, when you're on your healing journey, it's very, very, very tender, and it might be easy to get in the booth and express it through song, but when you're sitting down in interviews and you got to have actual conversations about
Right.
things that you know you've gone through, like Dro has gone through, not only does it re-trigger you and re-traumatize you, I can see why, you know, it would set him off a little bit if he heard somebody laughing in the background, even if it's his homeboy.
Of course.
For
Of
sure.
course.
And when we talk about what he's been through in the interview, if you guys have not watched it or listened to it in full, please make sure you go and listen. He talks about overdosing 3 times.
Right.
And one of those times, Damani, T.I.'s son, is actually the person who found him and basically saved his life. He performed CPR. Let's take a listen to that. Who was
So
he?
Damani was doing CPR?
Yeah, who was he performing
Yeah,
CPR?
he almost broke my chest cavity.
Did he know how to do CPR?
bro,
Yeah,
when
we did
I
train
got
Wow.
when I was up and came to, I was like, my chest is killing me. He was like, that's all I got. You gonna be dead. Or ain't do all that.
How old
So-
was Damani at that age?
He might have been 19.
Wow.
Okay.
And you taught Damani CPR?
Now
that
we all
early?
did. So back, cause my sister Precious,
I
she
need
used
to
to
do that,
have
man.
she used to have asthma attacks all the time, and so because she had asthma attack all the time, she was living in the house with her. We never didn't want one of the kids. Actually, somebody did walk in while she was having an asthma attack and didn't know what to do, and that what prompted us to get everybody some CPR training.
That's crazy because I've been talking about that for a while, and that's the reason I wanted to know because I'm like, how did Damani know CPR? Like, there has to be a reason. I don't know
Right.
CPR. I'm sure Charlamagne doesn't. Do you know CPR?
I was a
Boy,
flight
speak for
attendant,
yourself.
so.
You know CPR?
Okay.
No, just because you
I
put
don't
your
know
mouth
the
on other
last-
people's mouths doesn't make it
I
CPR.
knew you was gonna say that. You want to do mouth to penis resuscitation? That's what Envy would do. Envy, if I passed out in that
He
studio,
said
Envy going
mouth
right
to
below
mouth.
my belt.
He said
Envy
mouth
gonna go
to
right
mouth.
below my belt.
You took it below the belt on your. Whoa.
He's up. He's up.
What is the trick
What is
doing
going
to
on?
you? Are you over there exploring some things? We can't
First
see
of all,
this morning.
why would I? Why, he
fantasies.
started it.
You started. I don't know what you're doing on that
He
mic over
started-
there.
That's fantasy.
I don't know
Jesus.
I'm
what's
over here.
happening.
I'm over here about to talk about really, learning CPR.
They missing
Man,
You
shut
over
up.
there out of breath. That's what you is. You need to relax.
I've done CPR on the fake dummy thing before. I don't know why, and I don't remember when though. But I remember, learning how to do it.
Yeah, I don't know. I
know a little something.
I gotta have my whole family learn just in case something happens when I'm not home or something happens to me with your kids. And T.I. was right. The fact that his whole family knows is a great thing.
Yeah, I need to touch up on it. It's been a while.
Yeah.
Well, I do want to say, though, Dro was getting an outpouring of love as he should online. Monica's posted, "We are all proud of you for sharing your story and your sobriety with the world in hopes of saving lives. You have always been a talented force. Many can't see you. Many can't see you, but that..." Okay, sorry, y'all.
She's talking about
left
rap. Like, many can't see him as an artist is what she's trying to say.
She left an S off of that, so that confused me. Many can't see you, but that's another conversation. Just know the home team is proud. So, we all are, really proud of Dro. And as we were saying in the interview, he's here for a reason still. So make sure y'all take a listen to the song, check out the interview. And yeah, the moment happened, but everything's all good.
He just turning his trial into a testimony,
100%.
man. That's it. That's all it is. He's turning his trial into a testimony. And that's the beautiful thing of that moment, right? Even though that moment, people like the drama of it all. When I watched that clip on a lot of different places yesterday, they played the whole clip and they played Dro still telling his testimony as well.
Right.
So even though you might have tuned in because you knew it was some drama, you still got to hear Dro's testimony. So
That's right.
That's how God works.
All right. Well,
Amen.
that is Jess with the Mess with Lauren LaRosa. Now, when we come back, we got front page news. Morgan will be back, and then Ricky Smiley will be joining us. So don't go anywhere. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Lauren LaRosa filling in for Jess, and let's get in some front page news. Now, salute to the Yankees and Mets. Both of them won yesterday. The Mets tied the series 1-1. The Yankees lead 1-0. Now, last night on Monday Night Football, the Jets lost to the Buffalo Bills 23-20. Now, what up, Morgan?
Hey. So what's up is that, iHeart landed a really good or really big interview. Vice President Harris will sit down for an interview with Charlamagne the God in an effort to get black voters out to the polls. Now, the radio interview is set to take place in Detroit, Michigan. Of course, it's a key swing state that Harris would like to see vote Democrat and stay blue. That interview is set for 5 p.m. Eastern, and it will broadcast and stream on 130 iHeart stations nationwide. So make sure you download that iHeart Radio app. Now, Charlamagne, are you excited about that?
Yeah, I mean, I look forward to talking to the VP. For folks who may be new here, like we've been having conversations with the VP for a long time. Like when she was a senator, she came to the Breakfast Club in 2018. When she was running for president, she came to the Breakfast Club in 2020. When she was VP, she was on my late night talk show, The God's Honest Truth. So now that she's running to be at the top of the ticket, we sitting down having another conversation. And it's just not even just to get black people out the vote. Let's not get it twisted. Black women and black men, we are the number 1 and number 2 voting bloc for Democrats of all time. This is to get the white people, energized as well, because that's who we really need to show up also.
And people can also submit questions, right?
Yes. You can go to the Talkback feature on the iHeartRadio app. All you have to do is go to the Breakfast Club podcast on the iHeartRadio app, and you tap the mic, record your questions for Kamala Harris, hit send, and you might hear your voice during the conversation today at 5 p.m.
Nice. Okay, so yesterday Harris she held a rally in Erie, Pennsylvania, where she went after former President Donald Trump for his comments on health care. Now, she said that he wants to get rid of the Affordable Care Act, aka Obamacare, adding that that would threaten health coverage for 45 million people. Let's hear from Harris in Erie, Pennsylvania.
And he has no plan to replace it. You guys watch the debate. Right. He has, quote, concepts of a plan. I think in our collective opinion, certainly mine, is an unserious man.
So the Democratic presidential nominee went on to say that these consequences of Trump ever being president again are brutally serious. He's an unserious man, but the consequences are brutally serious. Meanwhile, VP Harris sat down for an exclusive interview with Roland Martin, where she said the Biden-Harris administration has done a lot for Black Americans. She spoke about how her policies, in contrast to former President Trump, will impact Black Americans, and she bragged on the work she's done for Black representation. Let's hear from VP Harris with Roland Martin.
Having the lowest Black unemployment in recent history, the work that we have done that has been about investing in Black businesses, the work that we have done that has been about understanding the importance of having representation at every level, including a Black woman on the United States Supreme Court for the first time. Your vote does matter. It is because folks voted that we have capped the cost of insulin at $35 a month, that we are on the path to doing what I intend to do, which is saying that your medical debt cannot be on your credit score.
She went on to say her housing affordability plan will help generations of Black families, saying Black folks have been denied the chance for home ownership due to a number of reasons. She went on to say one of the main drivers is the neighborhoods are being systemically undervalued by real estate appraisers. Part of her plan also includes up to $25,000 in down payment assistance for first-time home buyers. And she also spoke with Roland Martin about Trump's proposal to close the Department of Education, saying that would hurt Black children specifically. Harris would also sit down for an exclusive interview with Fox News soon. The network announced that Brett Baer will interview the presidential candidate. It'll air on Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern from Pennsylvania, another key battleground state in this election. It'll be her first sit-down interview with Fox ever. And, of course, national polls have shown that a very tight race is between Harris and former President Trump. So she is on a media blitz right now. Also, she is in the works with doing a interview with Joe Rogan, who is like one of the number one podcasters. He has a 14 million or something like that followers, and
he's the number one podcast,
biggest.
And by the way, I love both of those press hits. Those are two press hits that I specifically was saying, she should have did. She definitely should have went on Fox News a long time ago and mixed it up, and she definitely should sit with Joe Rogan. And I do want to salute, man. Y'all should really go look up her plan for her black male agenda, because it's a really good plan. And the only bad part about this plan is that everybody is going to think that this is a reaction to the foolishness that President Obama said last week, but this is not. Kamala, she's been doing that kind of blackmail outreach since day one.
Yeah. All right, well, let's bring things home to New York. Governor Kathy Hochul and Mayor Adams, they marched in yesterday's Columbus Day Parade in New York City. Despite being indicted on federal charges, Mayor Adams remains defiant in his ability to run the city, despite others feeling he should step down. And, of course, Governor Kathy Hochul also said in the parade that the parade gives a vote of confidence to Mayor Adams in cleaning house at City Hall. Let's hear the comments from them yesterday at the parade.
If you could show me that input, then we could have that conversation. But if we're just making this up because it sounds good and people didn't expect me to have this ability to continue to run this complex city, that's another thing.
I had asked him to work to bring in new blood and new people to help stabilize the city, calm it all down, and he's doing that.
Yep, he's doing that, and he's going to stay 10 toes down, and he said he's not stepping down, but stepping up. And that's your front page news. I'm Morgan
That's what
Wood.
Malik Yoba said, too, back in the day.
Shut up, man.
Remember when Malik...
Go ahead, Morgan, finish.
That's your front page news. I'm Morgan Wood. Follow me on social at Morgan Media. And for more news coverage, follow at Black Information Network. We will also air your interview with the VP tonight. So, of course, download that free iHeartRadio app and visit BINnews.com. Thank y'all.
Do yourself a favor and Google Breakfast Club and Google Malik Yoba saying he's stepping up.
Yo, shut up,
okay?
man.
September 11th, 2019. No,
serious.
September 12th, 2019. Malik Yoba said he's not coming out, but he's stepping up. Salute to Malik Yoba.
I hate you, man. I really hate him. Like, there's no reason.
How would some of this stuff just come to him?
Salute to, hey, you got to watch that interview. Salute to Malik Yoba, man. That's the homie.
Salute to Malik Yoba, man.
All right. When we come back, Ricky Smiley will be joining us. He has a new book, The Side Show, Living with Loss and Moving Forward with Faith. You know Ricky Smiley, comedian, actor. He has his own morning show, and we're going to be talking to him next. All right? It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Everybody, it's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Jess is on maternity leave, so Lauren LaRosa is filling in. And we got a special guest in the building.
We about to mess up so many people's heads because they're going to be in their car like, am I listening to the right station?
We got the brother Ricky Smiley here. Welcome, brother.
Man, thank you for having me, man.
How you feeling?
Man, I'm feeling good, man. It's a dream to be here.
Stop it.
I lay in the bed and I sit here and I just scroll and watch all y'all videos. I've been a fan for years.
Hold on, I want to say something before we get started with the conversation. Man, I saw Ricky a couple weeks ago. I saw him in New Orleans at the Inspire NOLA event.
Yep.
And I went up to him and I said something that I'm going to say now. I want to publicly apologize.
I was just about to ask that.
To Ricky Smiley because several years ago I gave Ricky Smiley Donkey of the Day because a radio executive asked me to.
Yeah.
And you didn't deserve that, brother.
Thank you.
And so when I saw you, I told you that, you know, and I wanted to say that again publicly because I feel like if you do something to somebody publicly that you don't agree with, you should publicly apologize for it. So I want to say that to everybody, all our listeners. I want them to hear me say that you didn't deserve that, and I want to apologize to you again.
I appreciate that, man. The first time when you walked up on me, man, your energy, man, the love and the respect, it takes a big person. I know that it was all part of the game because we have a mutual, one of your employees is one of my mentees.
Who?
Big Mack.
Mack.
Oh,
yeah. Mack started us as an intern.
Oh, yeah.
He started us as an intern and got to where he is.
Well, I put him on stage. I'm the first one to put him on stage.
That's dope.
We'll talk about that because I put a lot of them on stage.
Yeah.
Gave a lot of comics their start. But I really appreciate that, man, and don't feel no kind of way about it. I didn't take it personally, but, you know, it takes a special kind of person to apologize and stuff like that. And I thought nothing of it because if I thought anything bad, I wouldn't even be here.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? But I love you. I appreciate you, man. I think you're doing a fabulous job. I met you at the White House.
Yep. We see each other on the road every once in a while. I see you on the road
always
as well.
Really running into you, and it's a pleasure meeting you.
Yeah, it's nice to be here.
That's right. Well, you got a new book out right now.
Yes, sir.
Side Show.
Yes, sir.
Side Show.
Now talk about what's Side Show about?
You know the song, everybody parent, let the side show begin.
That's right.
Hurry, hurry. It's about a sad clown, right? My job as a professional comedian is to go on stage and make people laugh. And I lost my son about a year and a half ago. It's been hard because the bills don't stop coming. I'm still a performer.
Right.
I still have to go on stage. And I had to dig deep and get in some real deep therapy to get myself together so I can continue as a performer. Because if I worked at, Amazon lifting boxes or delivering packages, that's one thing. But when your job is to make people laugh when you're crying on the inside with the trauma that I experienced. That's what the song Sideshow talk about. See the man with a broken heart. You can see that he is sad. It hurts so bad. See the girl who collect broken hearts as souvenirs. It's all about a clown in a circus performing, but dealing with stuff on the inside.
I've watched you grieve out loud online. And the only reason I don't like that, it has nothing to do with how you feel.
Yeah.
I know how people react.
Yeah.
And when you're already dealing with something, when you're already dealing with trauma, and then you give it to people online, then they come at you. How do you deal with that?
Oh no, it didn't bother me, Charlamagne. My job was I had to help other people because the reason I was open with it is a lot of mothers out there that lost their 18-year-old, 17-year-old, 16-year-old, 15-year-old. My son was 32. I had a couple that had lost their 2-year-old, right?
Wow.
And that's some of the things that I talk about in the book. It gives you glimmers of hope and the glimmers of inspiration, even during traumatic times. So my son was 32. Well, this couple sitting out here crying at my book signing, their son was only 2.
Wow.
And I could have lost my son at 2, but God allowed me to have 32 years. So you get a little gratitude from that. And it's crazy that you can get gratitude from something like that, you know, and you start looking at, it's a helpful tool. The book is a helpful tool for people that's going through the grief process because there's a lot of people out there, and my book signing has been packed with people that have lost their kids.
How do you still believe, right? You talk about losing your father at the age of 6, right? And then you lose your son. How do you just not say, you know what, there is no higher power? How do you still remain focused and still have belief and still have hope and still have all of that with going through the pain that you've gone through?
You know, I grew up in Birmingham, man. So, you know, I got that old Southern Christian background.
That's right.
I went to Sunday school every Sunday. So I just have some strong belief in a close relationship with God. Because it was nothing and nobody to lean on. I was in an apartment in Dallas, Texas by myself, you know, when I found out that my son passed. And I had an hour and a half. I had an hour to make it to the airport. And I'm packing a bag and on the phone with my other kids, letting them know what happened.
Wow.
And trying to get myself together and preparing myself to leave because my family needed me. You know, it didn't really hit me until a year later. Right. But at that time, my son has a mother and a wonderful stepfather. So I had to protect them. I had to protect my mother, who was really close to my son because my mother, you know, recovering addict. My mother had 35 years clean. Had to protect her because they had a real special relationship because she could identify with his struggle. Then I had to protect my other kids. I had 2 kids in college, getting ready to graduate college. You know, my daughter that got shot, she was a senior in college, getting ready to graduate Baylor. And then I had my son graduating Alabama State, and then my oldest daughter. So just trying to get them and being calm, say, hey, here's what happened. Brandon didn't make it. I need you to meet me at the house immediately. Just real calm. I need you to text me. Let me know that you're on your way. Text me when just all of that. I had to be calm. I had to be cool. I had to get in the car with my uncles who was crying. I had to turn the radio on, the R&B station. I had to turn on Frankie Beverly and Mays and go from the airport to the house. I'm comforting them because it reminded them of my dad's death. So I'm just a child, man, that sat on the front row and watched my grandparents go through what they went through. And through my grandfather, I learned how to handle the situation because that's how my grandfather handled it as well.
Losing somebody, especially someone so close, your son, it changes you. Did you ever, at first, when you were trying to get to that, like, I mean, I guess I get through it. I don't know if you ever get through it. Were you afraid that when you got back on stage that first time that, like, it wouldn't be the same? Like, your ability to kind of push through and make people laugh wouldn't be the same?
Nah, you know one thing about funny, it don't change.
That's right. Yeah.
When you
find something to laugh at, especially in trauma.
Yeah, when your ass hit that stage, man, them jokes come. Them jokes, like, when you get somebody on the front row laughing. My first show was in Cleveland at the Horrors Casino. And I cried from the hotel all the way to the venue, all the way backstage, blew my nose, did like that, made sure my nose was clean, and walked on stage and got them jokes. And cried after I got off stage. And, you know, I was calm, but I've been in therapy. I was getting therapy twice a week. So I was prepared to go on stage again. My son died on a Sunday. That Wednesday, I was back on the radio. They said, take as much time as you need. Well, either you lay in the bed and think about all of that, or you get your ass up and go do your morning show, go do your radio show, because all the mothers in Chicago and in Columbia and in Charleston and in Atlanta, all over the country, their kids died too. Much is given, much is required. You can't cancel a show. God put you in this position and put you in a leadership position, and you have to lead. And I still went to the Salvation Army like I do on a regular basis. I fed the homeless with my son's clothes in the car to go to the funeral home. That was a dark Wednesday. Wow. I'll never forget it. You have to do it. All of this stuff, and I don't want you to ever forget this, all of this stuff, Envy, is a test. It's a test. Our pastor's been teaching us that for years. God is watching you through your struggles, through your trials and tribulations, and looking at you, seeing how you're going to handle this. Are you going to make it about you? Are you going to use this situation to help other people? But I was still smart enough to go ahead and get the help that I needed in the process, because I had to get therapy, because this trauma is a bad car accident.
All right, we got more with Ricky Smiley when we come back. Don't move. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We're still kicking it with Ricky Smiley. Charlamagne?
How has it been, like, because when you write these books, you put a lot of, you put your most vulnerable, deepest thoughts into these books, and you got to go out here and do this.
Yep.
You got to have these conversations.
Yeah.
How's that been for you?
I've gotten used to it.
Okay.
Once you know how it is. Once you do one interview, you do another interview, you keep doing interviews, you just get accustomed to talking about it. And then you develop some really good talking points that's going to help other people. Because what people been telling me is the feedback that I've been getting is, hey, bruh, it's been helping me out. You know how many people walk up to me and said that they lost a loved one and they can't talk about it? And just because they hear you on the radio every morning, now they're coming out to your book sign. I have people walking up crying. Almost 90% of the people that come out about the book have suffered a loss and can't talk about it and do not go to therapy. So I've been promoting therapy, because when you roll your ankle, you don't pull out a Bible. You go to the doctor.
Go to the doctor, that's right.
Absolutely. The muscle, the brain is a muscle, just like your ankle. Why is it that we black folks has this stigma that we won't go get help? That don't mean that you're crazy. You have to get somebody and talk to somebody that's going to help you process those feelings and emotions, because you can go into depression, start affecting other organs in the body. Some people don't make it from their loss. They die. So.
Well, a lot of times people, we've been taught as kids, you keep the home business in the house, right? You never really talk about what happens inside your house. But like you said, that winds up killing you.
Absolutely.
That depression, that anxiety, all those facts, all those feelings.
Every time you cry, Envy, do you know that's like popping the cap off of a pressure cooker?
You release it. Yeah.
I cried this morning.
Yeah.
Man, I sat on the side of my hotel bed. I was having some anxiety. I called a good friend of mine. She answered the phone when I heard her voice. I just started crying, bro. I just let it out. I just cried. I just needed to just cry. I felt it building up yesterday, and I just started crying. And the changing of the seasons, that affects you.
Did you ever think about just giving away, just stopping? Like, I don't want to do this anymore. Was that ever a mind?
No, man. We got to save people, man. Listen, some have to die so others can live. You understand? No cross, no crown, bro. We have to go through what we have to go through, and we have to talk about it. And I'm just trying to break the generational curse of, number one, not talking about it, not going and getting therapy and getting help, and to talk about drug addiction. I had a son and a nephew, age 32, and a niece. I had a niece, a son, a nephew, all died at age 32 within 2 years of each other.
Can you talk a little bit about that, like just in real time when they were here dealing with the addiction and trying to help them through it, and like also wanting them to get better, but addiction, understanding that like it kind of takes over where it's not even just them anymore. Like it's kind of, it's a big beast.
Yeah, the only thing I regret, I didn't have a good understanding of the illness. Because I had a niece and a nephew that was cool and calm and respectful. It didn't affect my son that way. My son would go off about stuff, and it damaged our relationship or whatever, because I didn't understand. Like, hey, I'm your dad. You can't say that to me. I'm driving around looking for you to fight you in the middle of the street. I raised you. I cooked food for you. You know what I'm saying? I washed your clothes. You slept in the bed with me when it was thundering. Like, don't say that to me, So I just didn't have a clear understanding of that, but I did everything I could to save his life.
Would you do anything different as a dad during any of those times? And the reason I'm asking, Charlamagne has 4, I have 6, so I like to.
That's a good question. I wasn't tough on him. He was the one that I coddled. I was tough on my other kids. Like the other kids was like, I was just really, 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 really tough on them, and he was the one that I just kind of coddled and did everything for and took everywhere, because that was my firstborn. I just wish that I was tougher. I know that sounds strange because it sounds like I should say I should have been easier on him. I was easy on him. I should have been tougher on him like I was the other kids.
In chapter 12 of your book, it's Let the Tears Fall. You said it took you a year for all of this to really like hit you.
Yeah.
What was that day like when you were like, I'm feeling it? Like that first time where it was
that 1 year anniversary, a few days before that 1 year anniversary, man, it hit me like he had just died. I had just got off the air. I was down in South Florida because I didn't want to be in the house for that 1 year anniversary. I just wanted to go get away. And man, it hit me, man. And I did some crying. I think it was a bad mistake for me to be there by myself, but I just kind of sat on the couch and just cried pretty much for a couple of days, like really cried, because the only difference was I didn't have a casket and some flowers and some condolences. I had all of that to keep me distracted. When it actually happened, I had to protect everybody. But that 1 year came, man, and it was terrible.
What about the chapter when addiction chases the bloodline? Was that difficult to write? Because you got to go through your whole generational lineage with that. Was that a difficult chapter to write?
No, it wasn't. It was just being open and honest. My dad struggled. My mom struggled. I had wonderful grandparents. My granddad talked to me every day. Church, Sunday school. Hey, here's a trumpet, play that. Here's some piano lessons, let's go do that. I did trumpet, Little League, football, did it all. My grandparents kept me busy with the discipline and instruction, talked to me every day, so I didn't have those issues. And then he always talked about how my dad died. So don't do this. So I just stuck with it. And to this day, I don't drink or smoke.
I always wonder how grief impacts people who lost their parents at a very, very, very young age. Does it hit you later in life? Do you see somebody out with their parents and it hit you? Like, what is it?
It did when I was a kid, but what hurt me about my dad's death was watching my grandparents cry like that on the front row. I'm in therapy for that. Wow. That comes up in therapy. That wipes me out.
Wow.
That wipes me out more than my son's death.
Why?
I'm a grandmama's baby. Like, you understand. You from the South. Watching my grandparents cry like that on their front row, man, I can't get over it.
Yeah.
Even when my grandparents died, the only thing I could think about, their casket was in the same spot my dad's casket was. The only thing I could think about was them crying on that front row, April the 11th, 1974.
Wow.
I will never forget it, man. It tears my soul out of my body. I can deal with my son's death, but that's what I struggle with more than anything.
Wow.
And that's why I didn't cry at my son's funeral, because my granddaughter was watching me, and I don't
you didn't want to traumatize her like that.
Traumatize her like that.
Man,
Wow.
God dang, boy.
Yeah. I'm about to cry now. I'm just sitting up here talking about this.
We about to all start crying.
Yeah. I just want to hug you.
Well, let's talk about something else for a second.
Yeah.
You put on a lot of comedians, Ricky, and I think that coming from the South, right? I don't think people realize how big you are sometimes. Like this, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think they realize how much money you got, number one, but also how rich you are and just how big you are. And I think it's almost a stigma with comedians from the South. Like, they don't get the respect that they deserve, I think.
I just do it for the love of the art. Charlamagne, Envy, I remember cussing D-Ray Davis out, snatching a drink out of his hand because he was too young to be drinking. Hey, give me that. I had a little comedy club back in Birmingham called the Cobblestone. So I would have like D-Ray, Corey Holcomb. Corey Holcomb was like, hey man, I ain't never been outside of Chicago. I was like, okay, cool. Let's go on the road. I would take those guys on the road, Corey Holcomb, D-Ray Davis, a lot of them, man, that Tyler, some of them have passed away. I would just take them on the road and help them, because that's what Steve did for me. Don't nobody have to fool with you. You know what I'm saying? Some people can just ignore you. Steve was one of those guys, man, that was helping in training coming. I started November the 13th, 1989.
Wow.
That's the first time I went on stage. I met Steve before he did Showtime at the Apollo.
Steve's anointed, man.
Oh my God.
I don't care what nobody says.
After the show, he said, follow this car right here. I followed him back to his hotel room. I sat on the edge of the bed and took a little notepad and a pencil, and he lectured me for about 2 hours. But that was something that was life-changing.
All right, well, don't move. We got more with Ricky Smiley. When we come back, it's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Lauren LaRosa is filling in for Jess, and we're still kicking in with Ricky Smiley. Lauren?
Now, you were talking about Steve Harvey and how he gave you opportunities. I want to know, who do you do that for? Because you talk a lot about people that you mentor and that you help, but like, who's somebody that you do that for that like we might not know about, that might have started in your clubs or just unknown and now is like taking over comedy-wise?
Oh man, Lil Duval, with somebody that I have a real good relationship with, that I was doing some, mentorship. Because remember, I was the host of Comic View in 2000.
Right. So you was a lot of people mentored just by being on that show.
Right,
yeah.
right. That's what
85 South said.
They told me.
I saw that. Yeah.
I'm tripping like Carlos Miller was like, bruh, I met you when I was 14 years old. You was in a hotel. I got excited. I'm hearing these stories and stuff, man, not realizing the impact on comedy, because I'm on BET Monday through Saturday.
Right.
Like when Comic View really blew up, it was in Atlanta, and then I hosted again, Charlamagne, in 2004. And then the year after 2001, I had my own little TV show, The Way We Do It. That was the first time, and I was doing all these characters and all these voices and all this kind of stuff. So when comics needed help and needed mentorship, I would always, hey, dress nice. Hey, stop cursing. Does that curse word make that joke funny, or are you cursing just to be cursing? That's a real thing. I just had that conversation with a comic. I said, hey, man, you curse too much. The cursing is not making the joke funnier, but if the curse word is a part of the punchline, then use it. I said, because it's like, I give the onion example. Like you eat an onion, it's nasty, but if you take it and chop it up and saute it and put some flour on it, you're still eating the onion, but you can't taste it.
That's right.
It's just an analogy that I use with comics, and I make them redo the joke. And that's like, damn, you did the same joke and got the same laugh, got a bigger laugh, because people are not offended.
Right. Now there was a rumor that in your contract it said that you had to wear a dress.
Oh man, I don't pay that stuff.
God damn, man. You should have put. You just bit into the onion. You ain't put no flour on it. You ain't sauteed and nothing. God damn.
Hey, so I started doing comedy 89, man. You think there's a contract somewhere?
I'm just messing with you.
I knew it. I know that didn't bother me. What bothered me was people believed it.
Oh yeah, they did, because it's always been that thing about the wear the dress, the not wear the dress.
It's comedy.
Yeah.
Listen, it's comedy. I grew up watching Flip Wilson.
Yeah.
Flip Wilson is the greatest of all time. And right when you laughing at Flip Wilson, he turned around to do Geraldine. Me and I would sit there and watch that with my grandmother. My characters came, man, I was doing prank phone calls on the radio. I was doing Bernie Jenkins. And whoever would have thought a character that you do on the radio, calling funeral homes and all this stuff, turn into a character, and somebody asks you to play the character in a movie. It's funny that all that stuff is taboo now.
He felt like he was clearing the record on Shay Shay, because I think he... Or was it that he was supposed to play a role? You said he was supposed to be Money Mike or something like that?
Well, I did. When I went out there, I auditioned for that part. And that's what I really auditioned for. I didn't audition for the Santa Claus. If I'm not mistaken, the Santa Claus role was supposed to be for, what's his name? He played in The First Friday, the comedian that passed away.
AJ Johnson.
AJ Johnson.
Yeah.
I think AJ Johnson was supposed to play the Santa. And this is what I heard or whatever. And they put me in that role because at that time I was on BET and stuff like that. But I did audition for it. That's what I went out there and read for. My manager at the time came on the air, cleared that up.
But Cube clarified it too. Cube said that you did audition for Money Mike, but when they saw how you moved, they thought you'd be better for Santa Claus.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and I don't have no beef. I love everybody. If there is an opportunity to resolve the rap beef and stuff with rappers getting killed, I don't want comedy to ever come to that. That's not what I do. That's not how I was raised. We from the South. That's right. And we just don't do that.
What do you love more, stand up or radio?
God, damn, that's a good question. Radio don't give you butterflies. Radio is just sitting here like right now. I'm comfortable. It's cool or whatever. Stand up gives you a little bit of anxiety because you got to perform. You got to go out there. People pay money to see you perform. But my stand up has been great. I'm probably funnier than I've ever been. I got a special coming out. We in negotiation with Kevin Hart right now to release a comedy special.
That for you.
Oh yeah, I haven't done a comedy special in like 12 years.
Wow.
But it's funny as hell. It looked good. It's gonna be funny. It's gonna be all over the place.
Recently shot stuff?
Yeah, just recently shot it.
Okay.
Yeah, I paid for it myself, and I just went on stage and killed their ass. So I'm really excited about that.
And what made you? Kevin Hart's Kevin Hart, but a lot of people go to Netflix too. Like, how did you decide who was gonna house it?
Well, we're gonna see. We in negotiation now because I just did an interview with Kevin Hart, and he asked me about a special. I was like, I just shot one. I said, you wanna present it?
Okay, so you still shopping?
Started that conversation. Yeah. Yeah, he's a good friend of mine. I absolutely love him.
Great dude.
Great dude. Kevin, man. Jamie Foxx. All of them have been good to me my whole career. I I didn't know Eddie Murphy was a fan. I met Eddie Murphy at his house. Or whatever, went over there one day. I had a meeting with Tracy Edmonds. I think they were dating at the time, and she said, "Ed, play your prank phone calls around." I was like, "You lying? Are you serious?" And I ended up going over there, and there was some comics over there, and we had barbecue chicken, collard greens, cornbread, macaroni and cheese.
God damn!
It was like we had some real soul food, and that was my first time meeting Eddie Murphy. Man, that was a pleasure. So that when you get to do stuff like that, and I'm on tour with Martin Lawrence right now, so that's my big brother. So
the funny thing is, you talk like you not one of them. Like you in that conversation.
I'm just humble, man. I'm still like. I kind of still feel like I'm kind of like just still young and in the game because I feel young and in the game. And I know I'm a little older and stuff and trying to coach younger comics. And I just kind of sit back and not try to do too much, but I just try to make sure when I do something that is special and that is awesome and that is funny. And my karaoke nights sell out faster than my comedy shows. My co-host has Down syndrome.
What?
My co-host, Big Chris, has Down syndrome, and he is the funniest damn person. If you look at my
camera,
huh?
You can see.
No, I was sitting here trying not to laugh. I was going to ask you, like, can we laugh
This
at?
guy's stupid.
It's okay.
You can see it on it right there.
My goodness.
Chris took me to the cemetery. I think he had a cousin that died.
He took you to the cemetery.
Yeah, somebody had died, and we was at the wrong grave. But I just let him. I didn't want to tell him that we was at Paul Bear Bryant grave. So I had to get him back to the car. I took him, got him something to eat, and took him home.
Ricky Smiley, ladies and gentlemen.
Grief is grief, man. He got it out. Either way, Chris got it out.
His book Sideshow is out right now.
Oh my God!
We appreciate you for joining us, brother.
Thank you, man.
And don't be a stranger, man. You could come up here anytime you would tell. My goodness,
man.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Ricky Smiley.
That is me.
Bring Big Chris up here because she is single
man.
and she's looking.
You single?
You surprised, right?
Yeah. How old are you?
32.
What?
Not you sit back down.
What's your number on my phone?
Ricky Smiley Sideshow.
Sideshow is out right now, and it's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Boy, you should hate yourself for what
I hate you.
I missed the joke. What y'all say?
I hate you.
What he yell out?
It's a room full of people in here and with me in Detroit. And they all heard exactly.
It's a room full of people. All he see is you. What you yell out, Envy? Tell the people.
We are the Breakfast Club. Good morning, everybody. Let's get to Jess with the Mess with Lauren LaRosa.
News is real, whether it's Jess Hilarious, Jessica Robin Moore, just don't do no lies, don't do no lies.
She don't spare nobody.
Worldwide Jess, worldwide Mess.
On the Breakfast Club.
She's the culture show.
With Lauren LaRosa.
I'm back. And I got the mess.
Talk to me.
Well, guys, another day, another Diddy lawsuit. So today, as of today, there have been 6 lawsuits filed out of that 120 group lawsuit thing that was supposed to happen on behalf of Tony Busby and his legal offices. That's the attorney that held that big press conference, basically telling people, you know, if you've had any issues with Sean Combs or anyone related to him, to give them a call because they would represent you. So in these filings, these 6 filings, there are 2 women that filed as Jane Does, and there are 4 men that filed as Jane Does. Now, one of the women that filed says that she was on the set of Biggie's One More Chance video when she alleges her head was slammed against the wall and then she was allegedly raped. The second woman says she was one of 2 women who were sexually assaulted allegedly by Diddy after a photo shoot for his group, The Band. And she alleges that she was made to perform oral sex or she was threatened that she would be killed. Now, in another lawsuit, there is a man that claims he was working for Echo Clothing Line back in 2008, and he knew Diddy kind of in passing because Diddy at the same time was building and marketing Sean John. Now, in May 2008, this man is claiming that he ran into Diddy and 3 bodyguards in a stockroom of Macy's flagship store in New York. And that someone pistol whipped him from behind, so they pistol whipped the back of his neck, and he fell to his hands and knees. He then claims that Diddy approached him and said, I don't think I can say this.
Let me see.
What is it? Is it technical? Is it criminal terms?
You can say SMD.
Oh, Diddy approached him and said SMD. Echo. He called him Echo because that's the brand that the home.
He allegedly worked for Echo.
Yeah, the guy was
the
working
clothing
for
line Echo.
Yeah, so Diddy allegedly approached him and said that, and then
he gave him a nickname.
Yeah, he called him the clothing line that he was working for because they were competing brands, is what the lawsuit says.
Oh.
And then this man alleges that Diddy brutally, orally raped him.
Jesus.
Now, in another lawsuit.
In Macy's?
In the stockroom. Allegedly.
You stupid, man.
In another lawsuit, a man claims that he was working security for Diddy's 2006 white party. And he alleges that when he got there, he had a drink and that the drink was laced with either GBH and ecstasy. He also alleges that Diddy, after, he started to get disoriented a bit, forced him into a van, overpowered him, and allegedly sexually assaulted him. He inserted his male private area into the man's behind area and I can say.
Let me see.
Can I say this one?
Yeah, you can say that word.
And sodomized him, allegedly. This man also alleges that the rape resulted in, can I say, this is what results from two people interacting sexually?
Charlamagne, I love that. Go ahead.
Okay. So this man also alleges that the rape resulted in semen leaking out of his body. Now, another man.
What
happened?
You trying to be funny?
What are you doing?
I hear your little comments. You can't never shut up, because if she was talking about women, you wouldn't be making these little snide remarks. Nobody ever takes it serious when it's a man.
We can't see you. We can't see you in the skybox. So you gotta let us know if you all right over there.
Go ahead. Continue on.
So another man alleges that he went to a Diddy party in October 2021. He became disoriented after one drink, allegedly, and the room started spinning. He says next thing he knew, he woke up in a bedroom and he felt paralyzed. He alleges that 3 men sexually assaulted him through sodomy and other forced acts. He says allegedly that he distinctly recalls seeing Diddy naked above him during one part of the assault.
It's not funny, Lauren.
It's not funny, but see
what I'm saying? I'm telling you, when it comes to men,
envy.
Nobody takes it serious.
No, you don't see how Envy is sitting in here. Look like I'm trying not to look at him. I'm glad you can't, because he's making this really
disgusted.
difficult.
I'm disgusted.
I don't know what is going on with your face. Don't look at me. So Diddy's attorneys, I'm sorry, wait, there's one more man and I'll talk about Diddy's attorney's response. So Diddy's attorneys are responding to all these different allegations, but there's one last person, a 16-year-old, or a man who says he was 16 years old at the time when he went to a Diddy white party in the Hamptons, and this is back in 98. Now, he alleges he was there. Him and Diddy took a photo together. The photo is in the lawsuit. They're just standing in all white in the middle of looks like a lawn or something. He says that him and Diddy during the party stepped away to have more of a private conversation because this person at the time was trying to work in music, and he says that he alleges that Diddy was telling him stuff like, this guy has the right look for the industry. He can be made a star with Diddy's help. And then he claims that Diddy allegedly told him to drop his pants so he can inspect his private areas. Now, he says that Diddy allegedly said to him, this is a rite of passage, like something he had to do in order to break into the industry. The man says that he then dropped his pants, and he alleges that Diddy began to cup and squeeze.
And this was 16-year-old.
Penises is crazy.
This was a 16-year-old.
That don't make any sense. That's insane.
Now, Diddy's team is firing back at this, and they're saying that all of this is BS, that this is all being done, including that big press conference that Tony Busby's team had. This is all being done to garner publicity. And they're saying in court, the truth will prevail, and that Mr. Combs has never sexually assaulted anyone, adult or minor, man or woman.
This is crazy.
Another day, another Diddy.
But that's the same thing they said when Cassie made her allegations. Diddy has never done X, Y, and Z, and then a video drop. You know what I'm saying?
But what's the statute of limitation when it comes to assault? Because you said one person was assaulted in the One More Chance video, which was 1994, right?
That was a woman.
A woman. So that was 30 years. So the statute of limitation is never over when it comes to those things. I'm just curious because I thought
wasn't there like an act or something that allowed for a lot of these cases?
I thought that was for sexual assault, not for just regular assault. Because she said
she said she was
sexual
raped.
assault as well. Oh wow,
she said she was raped. Go ahead.
I wonder about the man in the stockroom too, because if this man got pistol whipped from the back and penis whipped in the mouth in the stockroom in Macy's, there should be camera footage, right? Because there's cameras in these stockrooms, right?
It should be in a Macy's.
In the stockroom. But if they still have the footage for 30 years ago, that's a long time. Like some of these cases, like the guy that said somebody put something in his drink. Like how would they know? Like they don't have that drink from 30 years ago to test to see if something was actually in his drink. It's hearsay, a lot of it, So
the Macy's case was from 30 years ago.
Yeah, the Macy's case. Let me go through all the cases. The Macy's case was in.
It had to be when Echo was popping,
No.
and it had to be
said-
like 20 years ago, right?
He said this was May 2008.
Mm.
May 2008. Yep. He said he was working for
20
Echo
plus
Clothing
years ago?
Line in 2008 when
So
he
that's
ran
15
into.
years.
Yeah, he ran into them in the stock room.
I wonder if they keep the footage and things like that for that long. I wonder.
I don't know how you prove any of this, but I did. It was to me. I was wondering, like, of all 120 people, how do you know that this 6 are the first to file? So I did reach out and ask that
actual
question.
evidence, right? Because you would need hard evidence to see what it was.
Yeah,
right?
I did reach out to Tony Busby's team to ask that question, just because I'm trying to understand more of that as well too. So,
Yeah.
Tomorrow we'll be back with more. And
But what did he say?
fill it in. He hasn't gotten back to
He
me yet.
hasn't
His
responded
team
yet?
hasn't gotten back to me yet.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. All right. Well, thank you for Jess with the Mess with Lauren Rosa.
I
Charlamagne.
need a wall right here.
Yes.
Who you giving that donkey to?
We need Cobb County Sheriff Craig Owens Sr. to come to the front of the congregation. We'd like to have a word with him, please.
All right. We'll get to that next, so don't go anywhere. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Your execution on the donkey of the day is something to behold. Is it a read?
He gave me donkey of the day and I deserve it.
People need to know.
Well, you need to tell them.
I am.
Because you have the voice. Tell them. Tell them.
It's time for Donkey of the Day.
It's a read, but you're so good at it.
You trying to be a fake ass Charlamagne. There's only one Charlamagne involved.
Damn, Charlamagne, who you giving donkey of the day to now?
Well, Sexy Red, Donkey of the Day for Tuesday, October 15th goes to a Cobb County Sheriff named Craig Owens Sr. Now, I want the record to show that I believe in body cameras on police officers. Why do I believe in body cameras on police officers? Because of transparency and evidence. Okay, body cameras provide an objective record of police interactions with we the people, okay, which can help build trust and accountability, or it can make us distrust officers more because oftentimes we see police doing us dirty on the body cameras and there's still no accountability. Even though, as I said before, body cameras are supposed to serve as evidence because body camera footage can be used to verify witness and officer testimony and as evidence in criminal cases. But more often than not, the footage doesn't lead to anything happening to officers criminally, okay? It helps folks get paid in civil cases sometimes. You know what? I just changed my mind. I have no idea why I believe in body cameras, but I would rather police officers wear them anyway. But today is a prime example of why body cameras don't really change anything because some police officers simply don't care. And Craig Owens Sr. is an officer who doesn't care because Craig Owens Sr. is an abuser of power. Okay, he is going to abuse that power regardless of who's watching. And that's exactly what Craig Owens Sr. did. Abuse power. See, abusers always want to have it their way. And one of the greatest places to have it your way is Burger King. Is that still Burger King's slogan? You have to forgive me. I was born in 1978. So when I think my way, I think Burger King, Frank Sinatra, and Usher. So kids, if you have no idea what Unc is currently talking about, ask your mother and your father. But have it your way was the slogan for Burger King back in the day. I don't know what Burger King's slogan is now, but Craig Owens Sr. is an old head, a sheriff who abused his power because he went to Burger King and he was highly upset that he couldn't have things his way. See, Craig Owens Sr. went to Burger King and he ordered a Whopper, no mayonnaise, cut in half. And well, Burger King got his order wrong. And after Burger King got his order wrong, this is what Sheriff Craig Owens Sr. decided to do. Let's go to WSBT TV Atlanta for the report, please.
You're watching from the vantage point of 3 Cobb County deputies who showed up after Sheriff Craig Owens called them to Burger King.
Hey, do me a favor. All I need is the owner name or whoever owns this damn facility or the manager.
He tells the deputies Burger King staff got his order wrong.
I want to order her a Whopper with no mayo cut in half, right?
3 deputies go to the door,
And they were so concerned that they locked the doors.
staff give the deputies names, and they bring it out to the sheriff. The video is from 2023. Sheriff Craig Owens is running for re-election this year, and his opponent, David Cavender, first posted it online overnight.
I think it is an abuse of power.
Mike Donnellinger is running as chief deputy and called it intimidation and a waste of resources.
If I don't get ketchup on my Whopper, do I get to call police officers with sirens?
The sheriff argues he never told staff his position and power and never asked deputies to do anything they would not do for anyone else.
You didn't tell her who I was.
No, I just told him it was the guy out in the truck.
If he did that for Burger King, imagine what he would do for Chick-fil-A. Sheriff Craig Owens Sr. went to Burger King, ordered a Whopper, no mayonnaise, cut in half, and when they got his order wrong, he called back up. He called his deputies to pull up to get the manager's information. There's nothing I love more than the audacity of humans. We are a ridiculous species. Okay, no wonder aliens hide from us. You know how when you don't want to be seen, you don't want to speak to nobody, you just try to creep in and creep out, try to stay low. That's how extraterrestrials treat us, and I don't blame them. Okay, this is the sheriff, the boss, the chief law enforcement officer. If aliens came back and said, take me to your leader, this is one of the people they would take them to in Cobb County. Okay, this man is a chief law enforcement officer for a county, and he didn't get his Whopper, no mayo, cut in half, so he called his deputies. Cobb County, y'all must be the safest place in America. Okay, if this is a pressing issue for your sheriff, I mean, there must not be no real crimes being committed in Cobb County. Cats don't climb trees anymore. Nobody pig got out the pen. No goats wandering the Cobb County streets. Huh? You mean to tell me that things are so sweet in Cobb County that an officer can call deputies to a Burger King just so he can get the manager's name because they didn't get his order right? This man done traumatized the whole staff of Burger King employees. They in the Burger King, locking the doors, scared to death because they don't know why y'all coming in here so deep. And y'all coming in there deep because your leader didn't get a Whopper, no mayo, cut in half. He ain't even ask for cheese, bro. I know why you didn't ask for cheese, too, because you're lactose intolerant like me. That cheese will bring your bowels to a complete stop and give you a little dairy pimple or two, so I feel your pain. And I really don't have anything left to say here except for let's play a game of Guess What Race It Is! All right, Cobb County Sheriff Craig Owens Sr. called his deputies for backup because he didn't get his Whopper, no mayo, cut in half. DJ Envy, guess what race he is!
What's his name again?
Craig Owens Sr.
That's the middle one.
Craig. Hey, Craig. Let's go white.
Lauren LaRosa, Cobb County Sheriff Craig Owens Sr. called his deputies for backup because he didn't get his Whopper, no mayo, cut in half. Guess what race he is?
I think I'm going to go white, too.
Well, DJ Envy and Lauren LaRosa, I am here to tell you that both of you are absolutely, positively, 100% wrong.
Wow. See,
Sheriff
senior,
Craig.
I don't know.
Huh?
The senior, I was like, that sounds very Southern
Baptist. I felt like black people would have went to probably like Chick-fil-A, McDonald's.
Burger King
Sheriff,
still the spot.
First of all, I ain't tell you what he is yet.
You're right. My bad.
Sheriff Craig Owens Sr. is black. Damn. But this clearly wasn't a nigga moment. Okay. Niggas gonna nigga. Please give Sheriff Craig Owens Sr. the biggest hee-haw, please. Let me tell you something about Sheriff Craig Owens Sr. He's up for re-election. And if I'm in Cobb County, I'm not re-electing him until I know the rest of his order. Okay, a Whopper cut in half with no mayo is great, but back in the day, I would get an original chicken sandwich from Burger King with cheese, okay, fries, and a chocolate milkshake. Whoppers hit too. Okay, but before I was lactose intolerant, I would get that Whopper with cheese, okay, extra pickles. All right, fries, a chocolate milkshake. I actually used to like onion rings.
Onion rings, yes, and the onion ring sauce.
Y'all don't like the long chicken sandwich? The long chicken sandwich makes like a hoagie?
That's the original chicken sandwich.
That's the
what I'm
banging
talking
chicken
about.
sandwich.
I don't like that.
Put a little cheese
That's what
on
I'm talking about.
Also,
Slight mayo.
cats do still get stuck in trees. I was looking it up.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. There was one in Harlem.
Harlem?
Mm-hmm. Cat stuck in a tree for 5 days in Harlem.
Damn. You got to dip those fries in the milkshake, too. Some people get a Hershey pie. Some people get onion rings. Some people get the chicken fries. I have to hear a person's whole order. So I would encourage the good folks of Cobb County to find out what Sheriff Craig Owens Sr. whole order is before you cast your votes in the next election. That's my advice to you.
Well, thank you for that donkey today, sir.
Yeah, and that's crazy. You like that original chicken sandwich was banging, though, right?
Yes, it was. Absolutely.
Describe it again. What'd you say?
Chicken.
Nah, you said something else. Yeah, everybody heard it in the room. All the guys in the room looked up when you said it.
You said long, Envy, long.
You did. You said that.
I just told you what you said. Go ahead, say it.
Dr. Alfie Breland Noble will be joining us.
You probably hold it with two hands.
Why you
too,
can't
don't
say long?
What? I said
you
it's a
basket weaving that original chicken sandwich, don't you?
The long,
what is wrong with you?
The long got you scared. Why the long got you scared?
Basket weaving. Is that yours?
You
is that what you do?
Basket weaving that original chicken sandwich. Tell the truth, bro.
What does that mean?
That's why you're single.
That's why you're single. Google it. That's why you're single. And that's crazy. Me and him said it at the same time. Google it. Dr. Alfie Breland Noble will be joining us. We'll talk to her next. It's the Breakfast Club.
It says to draw artwork.
The Breakfast Club.
Hey, it's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We have Lauren LaRosa filling in for Jess, and we have our sister in the building. Hold on, I just gotta do it because it is homecoming season. I just gotta make her feel comfortable. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Dr. Alfie Noble. Good morning.
Good morning. I'm going to say good morning, even though you pulled that helmet out. It's all good.
This is a Hampton University helmet.
What I got to do with Howard?
Thank you. Thank you, Charlamagne.
It's because they be having the, you don't know.
I just want her to
look at you.
I know about the rivalry, but I don't understand what that got to do with it.
I just want her to know what it is.
Because their name changed a couple times, so I'm just, now they HU. Like 88, they was HIU or something.
HIU?
It was HI. Sorry, it was HI.
This is messing up my mental right now. How are you feeling?
I'm great. It's all love. HBCUs.
That's right, all HBCUs.
We fresh off the 4th annual Mental Wealth Expo. Couldn't do it without Dr. Alfie Breland Noble. Dr. Alfie Breland Noble is absolutely, positively the brains behind the whole operation. She puts everything together. Okay, all I do is answer a couple text messages here and there.
Don't you do that.
Well, tell people about the event. It seemed online. It was amazing. The conversations were great. People left with a lot of great wisdom. So tell people how it got together and how this year came about.
So first, I'm just going to say, Tyrese. That's what I'm going to say. Tyrese, turned it out. But I think overall, it's Char's vision, born out of Charlamagne, iHeart, the Mental Wealth Alliance. I just help put things together.
Facilitate.
Yeah, I just help facilitate. And really, it's our 4th annual event. It's a day of people coming together. They get to see celebs and influencers and people with lived experience talking about Black folks' mental health and all of our mental health. And I think really it takes a while to pull it together because you got to coordinate schedules. You got to figure out what are the topic areas. This year we had something a little different, an intergenerational mental health panel. So we had people from Gen X and millennials and Gen Z talking about it. And then we had the men's panel, the women's mental health panel, healing in the public eye. And then we ended it all together with Mr. Jason Wilson and Tyrese. And so it was phenomenal. You had vendors, booths. There was just so many opportunities for people to find different ways to tap into their mental health and healing.
Yeah, it was interesting to see, even when you talk about the intergenerational panel, like Khalid Foster, point guard at Duke University, he was on that panel. Who else was on that panel with him?
Morgan Noble, who happens to be my daughter, who's an honor student at Howard University. Mahmoud Kheder.
Yep.
He was just, all of them were so powerful, and it was moderated by your buddy Elliot
Connie.
Yeah.
That was an interesting conversation. Another thing I noticed this year, it was a lot more young people there.
Yes. Yes, it was. And I think, young people are the ones driving the conversation. We old heads, I feel like we're kind of following in their footsteps, but they're the ones who are really pushing us to talk about these things. And so with that panel, I also want to shout out Dr. Judith Joseph, who was on that panel. It was wonderful to get the young people's perspective, right? Because I feel like a lot of times young people feel like we talk at them.
Yes.
We don't talk with them and we don't listen. And so we had an opportunity yesterday to do all of that, to really listen, particularly that intergenerational panel where there was a lot of young people on there.
That's crazy. I had a conversation with my grandmother yesterday and I was like, Mama, why do you always talk at me? And why are you always coming for me? Why can't we just talk? And then we started talking and I realized that's her way of showing love. She doesn't mean it to be harmful.
That's right.
And then I started thinking well, maybe this is why I'm always so defensive, because I'm used to that. I was like, man, but older people too, it's you always feel like you don't want to be disrespectful.
Right.
When you say certain things.
Right.
So I think,
Is your background Caribbean at all?
No, but not that I know of, but I get that all the time.
Yeah. Well, I think it's some of it is, my dad's a baby boomer. My dad's 82. Shouts out to my dad. There is something about that generation. I always tell people they were surviving.
Yeah.
They couldn't thrive. And so to get to the big ages they are now and to be asked to kind of take a step back and listen, they grew up, children are seen and not heard.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You don't talk unless you're spoken to. And so I think it's hard for them to make that transition. It's not impossible. My dad has really made a transition, but you gotta have a will for that. And a lot of times people just I don't think they know how to do it.
That's right.
I wanted to ask you about love, right? Do you think that love is a lost form in relationships that's really affecting people's mental health? And what made me think about that is a young lady, I can't remember her name. She was doing an interview and they asked about the relationship. And she was like, do I look like the type of girl that would pay 50-50? Look at my looks, right?
Kayla Nicole.
And everything was based on looks. And I feel that hurts people, especially young people's mental, because when they hear things like that, I think a lot of times, a woman might say, well, how come my relationship's not like that? I'm fishing for that relationship. Could be a reason that women or men as well are single, because they're looking for something that is not there or doesn't exist. It's almost like they're looking for the wrong thing. Yeah. And I think that can cause a deeply depression. Do you see that a lot with talking to the younger generation at all?
I see. So my daughter's here. Morgan's here. She knew I was going to do it. She's already grinning. And Morgan is 20. And I see some of this through the conversations that I have with her and like her peer group. Also, because I run the Acoma Project, I talk with young people a lot, my nonprofit. And I don't think the concept is new. I think what's new is that we're fed it constantly, so you can see it much more readily. I think that's always been there, right? I grew up with people.
My grandmother literally would be like, he got to bring that check home or you shouldn't be dating him. Like, and that comes from my grandma. Like, so
who's your grandma? Young Miami? Your grandma did not say you got to bring that check home.
I promise y'all, my grandmother, from as long as I can remember, would always be like, a man should be bringing that check home. And my mom used to be like, if you're dating someone, he doesn't have a job, you don't date him and he's not allowed in his house.
By the way, I agree with that. Because men be like, what does a woman bring to the table? Women are the table. Like, everything you're doing to impress this woman. You're wearing these nice clothes, you're getting this jewelry. We had this conversation, you're getting this jewelry. You want to drive a nice car because you want to impress
but not to
the woman.
Not to the point where a woman is saying,
that's the only way you can get with me.
Correct.
Yeah, so I think it depends on how you look at gender roles. I'm not even going to get into all that, but I do think there's something to be said for the concept of who qualifies for love, like who deserves love and what love looks like. Love is not the stuff. One of the things I love about Jason Wilson is he talks about like the constraints that we put ourselves under that we don't have to. Like he calls it, like emotional incarceration, I think he says. Yeah. And I think to your point, Envy, what my perspective is, if you are comfortable with who you are, somebody bringing you stuff is not the thing that's going to sway you in a relationship.
That's right.
Right? And my mom, she's deceased, but she used to say, two halves don't make a whole in a relationship. You want two whole people to come together to form a whole relationship. And so I think it's really about, do I love myself enough to know? And I always tell people, I'm worthy exactly as I am. And I don't want to get like all metaphysical and hokey, but it's true. I'm worthy as I am. And so I want a partner who also feels that he, she, or they are worthy as they are. And if both of us are coming to the relationship with just a little bit of that, I think it helps us get around some of that. You got to buy me this. Right. I ain't paying no 50. Because what's wrong with paying 50-50? Like, you're getting to know each other. So,
and I'm not saying it got to be money or superficial. I'm just saying if a woman is going to be giving herself, because that's what she's giving, right? Yeah. Physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, she's giving you her. Like you in her body, all of that type of stuff. Yeah. Man, cut some grass or something. Like, take some, you know what I'm saying?
Isn't he giving of himself too?
Yes.
Just by showing up?
Yeah.
So, that if they can both show up, I'm not saying it's easy, but remember, in order for both of them to show up, they both got to know a little bit about themselves. That's how many of us go through life with these blinders on, like blind to ourselves? Like, we don't know who we are.
That's where the self-love comes into play.
Yeah. All right, we got more with Dr. Alfie Breland Noble when we come back. Don't move. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We're still kicking it with Dr. Alfie Breland Noble. Lauren LaRosa's filling in for Jess. So I got a friend right now that's dealing with every time this person talks to somebody, everybody says you need to work on yourself. And it's not the first time. It's not the... Why'd you point over there?
Because she's laughing. No. She's cracking up.
Okay, so now this is. So every time she talks to a gentleman, the gentleman says you need to work on yourself before you can come back here.
Not every single time.
Wait, the guys are saying this?
2 guys.
I had 2 guys say, but first of all,
her face.
But let me tell you something. One of the guys, his situation is so messed up. He uses that to not have a real conversation about where he is for real.
That's deflection.
So it's like, I hear you, but like we need to work together.
This has been a conversation that she's been having with men that she's been trying to date.
I was going to, when you asked Charlamagne, isn't the guy showing up too?
Yeah.
That struck me because I feel like a lot of my friends and what I'm realizing about myself is that I wasn't raised as a woman to really see a man as a person that has to show up. I was raised as a woman that just, a man is there and he's like this like structure, but like he's not a person, not even a check, but just like he has to fight off the bad people. You know what I mean? But now that my little brother is getting older, it made me realize like, man, how many times there are some self-accountability moments, but how many times am I not seeing this man as a person?
Yes. One of the things I wanted to talk about at the expo that we didn't get to was this concept of, do we know as people, black people, how to receive love?
That's right.
That was my struggle.
It came up during y'all panel, but you didn't get a chance to get
cut
to
it off. Yeah. And so I'm going to put Jason on blast. Jason, I want to have that conversation one day publicly. But so in a nutshell, what I had to do was recognize that I knew how to be present. I knew how to give to people. I didn't know how to let people give to me. Like my daughter would tell you, I still have a hard time accepting help. So I think it's once I decided I wanted things to be different for me, then I had to decide, like, sort of what's the destination. I wanted to be it sounds really kind of corny, but I wanted to be a healthier version of myself, because my mom was always drilling into me, 2 holes make a whole relationship. Don't come into a relationship as half a person, right? So that's what it was for me. I had to figure out how to be a whole person. And the things that helped me were Dr. McNeely, mindfulness meditation, exercise. And I'm not big into journaling, but at the time I have like multiple journals. So I hope I'm answering your question, but that's what I did. I had to work on me.
Now, what's next for the Mental Wealth Expo? Because I feel like we do this every year.
Yeah.
I feel like there's other things we should be doing throughout the year.
Yeah. So one thing we hope we're going to be able to do is, I'm praying on it. I'm hoping it's going to happen. Do more than one. Mm-hmm. That's my hope. Mm-hmm. And my hope is that we get to honor somebody's hometown with one of them. I'm hoping we be able to do that.
Yeah, we've been talking. I mean, well, the baby was there at the Mental Wealth Expo this year. He wanted to be a part of it. He launched the baby care initiative.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And so, we've been talking about doing something in the Carolinas.
Yeah. That's right, because he's North Carolina. Yeah, we should live in North Carolina.
Yep.
So that's one thing. I think the other thing is we're going to continue to get bigger. We have some ideas already about what kind of panels we want to have. And so we're going to be reaching out. We're going to start reaching out to people soon to try to get on people's calendars early, our talent, to bring it. We're going to be reaching out to more vendors. I think we could have, hopefully, fingers crossed, a few more vendors at the venue, and have more opportunities for things like breath work and yoga and meditation in some of the breakout rooms. And Char, we just going to continue to follow your vision for the expo.
Absolutely. And one thing that we don't do, we are a non-profit organization.
Yes.
mentalwealthalliance.org. We don't tell people that they can donate.
Yes. Right? And we really want people to donate. It's so easy. You can follow the link in bio on the Instagram page for the Mental Wealth Alliance. You can go to the website. There are QR codes on there. It is so easy. And, it sounds like begging. It kind of is. But you have to understand that money that you donate goes to helping put things together like the expo, where you're giving to thousands of people, and just trying to support everybody's investing in their mental wealth. So
we let everybody in free.
That's it.
Like we don't charge for the Mental Wealth Expo.
That's it, and that costs money. So if they invest in the Mental Wealth Alliance, the Mental Wealth Alliance can help invest in their mental wealth.
That's right.
And there's the content from the event is online, and you can watch the conversation.
It will be. There's a lot on the Instagram page, Mental Wealth Alliance. Char, Tyrese, myself, some of the talent, we've all been posting stuff, and eventually it's going to be on the YouTube page.
You said Tyrese set it off. What was the conversation?
He was just, one thing he did that kind of had me cackling was he ripped the counter, the timer. He ripped it out he didn't destroy it. Yeah, he took the clock off the floor. He was like, I ain't paying attention to that clock. And he was just very transparent.
Like literally unplugged it.
He kept looking at it. He was like, that clock ain't right. We need more time. He was hilarious. But I think one thing that he did that really moved the crowd at the end, it was a great way to end, was he kind of encouraged people by saying, like, if you have something that you want to do, right, that maybe is going to help the world, you need to go do it. And he talked about what his thing was that he does. Mm-hmm. But he was really kind of pushing people to go out and contribute. And I'm not going to say it like he said it, because, family friendly. But if you're not going to do it, then step to the side and let somebody else come do it.
Yeah, it was a phrase he had. It was, I'm the problem. No, if you have a problem, do something about it.
Yes, right.
Because he was like, so many people nowadays don't really be having a problem. They just either want to be a part of the conversation,
right,
or they just want to jump in on the jokes on social media. Right. But if you actually have a problem, do something about it.
Yeah, so that was it. It was a good way to end.
Well, thank you for joining us this morning.
That's right. How do they follow you, Dr. Alfie?
How they follow me? Yeah. Okay, you can follow me a couple places. The main one is Instagram, DRALFIEE, Dr. Alfie. I'm everywhere. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on Facebook. And my website, dralfie.com.
And follow the work she's doing with the Acoma Project as well. Like, tell them a little bit about the Acoma Project.
Oh, okay, so thank you for that. Quickly, the Acoma Project is a mental health 501c3 nonprofit. And we are about three things: raising consciousness, empowering people, and changing the system of mental health for young people of color, where we center and amplify young people of color. And we also talk about the intersections. Queer young people of color with disabilities. We want all of our young people of color to do better in life. We do research, programming, outreach. We support the Mental Wealth Alliance with the Expo every year. We just do all kinds of cool stuff. Thank you.
We appreciate you for joining us again.
Absolutely.
I'm sure you can see her at Hampton's homecoming because I'm sure she'll be there.
I love my HBCUs. I'm just going to say that. Shout out all of them. It's all love. HU and HU all day.
There you go. It's Dr. Alfie Breland Noble. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. Let's get to Jess With The Mess with Lauren LaRosa.
News is real, whether it's Jess Hilarious, Jessica Robin Moore, just don't do no lies,
She don't spare nobody.
Worldwide Jess, worldwide Mess.
On The Breakfast Club.
She's a culture show
with Lauren LaRosa.
I'm back. And I got the mess.
Talk to me.
So shout out to 50 Cent. This news is actually breaking right now. 50 Cent is officially heading to Las Vegas for his first ever Vegas residency. This deal, according to reports, this deal was locked down for $15 million for a series of 6 shows at PH Live, which is inside of Planet Hollywood Resort and Casino. Now, according to reports, this residency is set to kick off in December 2025, with one of the performances being an exclusive New Year's Eve celebration presented by 50 Cent's own Sire Spirits brand. That is major.
That's dope.
Dropping the clues bombs for 50 Cent.
That is major. The residency is dubbed 50 Cent in the Club. That's so smart.
Yep.
50 Cent in the Club, and it will be unlike anything else he's ever done before, according to this report. And what the report is exclusive that TMZ has, and they're said that they're being told that fans can expect a fresh experience while still hearing all of his favorite hits from his classics: In the Club, Candy Shop, 21 Questions, all that good stuff. So shout out to him. That is
50 is a prime example of when you are grateful for what you have, you get blessed with more. Do you know he only started with 2 quarters? Literally 2 quarters. And now look what he's built.
No, that's amazing. So that's going to be in the casino, and now on top of that, I'm sure he's bringing the liquor to that casino too. So the liquor's going to be throughout that casino as well. So it'll be way more than $15 million. So congratulations to Fifth.
And some of y'all get way more greater hands up, or way more greater financial starts. That man started with 5 dimes, okay, 10 nickels, 2 quarters. Now look at him dropping the clues bombs for 50 Cent.
Well, in other news, speaking of settling deals, DJ Mustard and his ex, Chanel, have finally come to an agreement in their divorce. Now, when they announced the divorce and just everything, all the back and forth, it was a really big story because they had been together for so long. And they also share kids together. So his attorney filed documents that kind of state what the settlement is. So basically, DJ Mustard is walking away with a ton of different cars that he owns, including his 2022 Maybach, 2018 Lamborghini. He's also going to get his 1960 Chevy Impala, 4 different motorcycles, a couple of jet skis. He's also going to get to hang on to the mansion that they owned in Chatsworth, and some of the residential properties that they had in Semi Valley in Los Angeles. Now, they do have 3 minor children together, so they will share joint legal custody of the kids. And Mustard is going to be paying her $24,000, a little over $24,000 a month, $24,500, so $24,500 per month.
Damn.
In child support payments.
How many kids do they have?
They have 3 kids.
That's 3 kids. Okay.
That's honestly, you think that's too much for 3 kids, Charlamagne?
$24,000 a month is still a lot of money. I ain't talking about the kids. It don't got nothing to do with the kids. I'm happy. Kids got to eat. Kids got to live. I'm just talking about that's still a lot of money to be shelling out every month. Period.
It is, and Chanel is also going to be getting a one-time buyout payment for spouse support from DJ Mustard in the amount of $315,000. And Mustard is going to get to keep the rights to his music catalog. Chanel hangs on to Sleepover, which is a pajama and loungewear company that she created, and I think it's like a Tesla that also is going to be hers as well too. Yeah, so
you got to pay. That's like $300,000 a year plus the $300,000 up front.
Yeah, $315,000 up front.
Yeah, so that's that's for the children, I'm sure.
There's somebody listening to us right now, and they pay $1,500 a month in child support, and they thought that was a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's based on what you make and what you bring in.
You got to act your wage.
There's an additional payment here. I've never heard of this, an equalization payment. So in addition to all of what we just talked about, they are making sure that Mustard is going to, because he's getting the real estate and most of the cars, he's going to be paying Chanel a one-time equalization payment to even things out for $275,000. I've never heard of an equalization
That's
payment, but I
probably
guess
if
it's
he was to
because
sell the cars, that would be, I guess,
or the
half
real
of the
estate.
cars and the jet skis and all that. Maybe that's what they're saying. I don't know.
Probably so. I'm happy to see that. I'm not happy to see that they're not together, but I'm happy to see that they're come to a settlement of some sort. And she's gonna be cool. The kids are gonna be straight. So that's good. And lastly, this is so fun. You guys will love this one.
What's that?
The Victoria's Secret fashion show is back tonight.
Where's it at?
It's in New York.
Oh, really? It was gone?
Yes. It's been going since 2019, but last year they did like something with Prime Video, but it wasn't like how the shows used to be in person and all of that. They gotten in trouble for not being inclusive.
What do you mean?
What do you mean inclusive?
They didn't have a lot of plus size models on the runway.
Okay.
There's always the issue with like women of color not being on the runway.
Okay.
They also including a lot of models from the LGBTQIA plus community.
Okay.
Does Victoria's Secret sell big drawers though?
Yes.
Yeah.
They sell all sizes.
Yeah, they do.
I thought there was a line of for big drawers. Was it Ain't Lane Bryant for the big drawers?
They are.
Victoria's Secret has some stuff for the plus size girls too.
They got stuff for you too, Thickums.
Not.
Man, shut up.
See how I said that?
You want men walking around the runway with their moose knuckles showing. That's what you want to see, huh, Envy? Huh? That's what you want.
Talk. Use your words.
White Peter with some panties on, showing off his moose knuckles.
Use your
That's
words.
what you want to see.
I am not messing with this man. I'm not playing this game.
You ain't messing with this man, but you messing with a man. When them tapes come out, we gonna find out.
Not this man, but a man.
I'm not. Get out of here. Don't talk to me.
Who, me or him?
Both of y'all.
Oh.
So you going to the show?
I'm trying to go.
You going to the show? Trying to change that. So you going to the show?
I'm trying to go. Oh, that was deflection? Or you really cared if I was going?
No, I didn't care.
Oh,
I
God.
just wanted to get off y'all on me, pause.
I did not know Victoria's Secret sell big drawers, though. I did not. Let me go look that up.
I'm about to look what size they go up to.
What, you gonna go get a pair? Wait, why are you so wanting to if they sell big drawers?
I just didn't know. That was new. I mean,
you know your man thick. Don't act like that girl.
From
From the South. He been trying to shake that cornbread for years. It ain't going nowhere, though. All right.
I don't see no big drawers. I see big bras.
Okay, yes, it's over. Thank you.
All right.
Before he digs deeper.
That was Jess with the Mess with Lauren LaRosa. Now, Charlamagne, tell him where Uncle Thicky gonna be tonight.
Well, this afternoon, okay, at 5 p.m., I will be on all iHeart radio stations having a conversation with Madam Vice President, okay, Kamala Harris. So join me tonight for an event we are calling We the People, an audio town hall with President Kamala Harris, myself, and you, okay, live from Detroit, Michigan, exclusively on all iHeart radio stations, okay? If you are listening to me on an iHeart radio station right now, you will be listening to us at 5 p.m. So tonight, 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific. If you want to join in on the conversation, all you got to do is go to the iHeartRadio app, tap Breakfast Club Podcast, record your question for the Vice President, hit send, and let your voice be heard.
Good luck tonight. Charlotte will be listening.
Yes, ma'am.
Say thank you.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
All right. The People's Choice Mix is
Thank
up
you
next.
very much.
It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Lauren LaRosa filling in for Jess. And don't forget, tonight at 5 p.m. Eastern Time on all iHeart radio stations, Charlamagne is conducting a town hall with Kamala Harris. We are the people.
Yes, man. We're doing an audio town hall with the Vice President, Kamala Harris. And I guess some people are new here, man. They don't realize how many times, I've sat and had conversations and interviews with the Vice President. Like, I was interviewing Kamala Harris when she was a senator. She was on Breakfast Club, and she came to Breakfast Club, and she ran for president in 2020. And I had her on my late night talk show, The God's Honest Truth, when she was vice president. That was a year and a half ago? Maybe 2 years now? I don't remember.
Yeah, she actually also did the announcement for Jess when Jess started working here. She did the announcement for Jess Hilarious.
Yeah. When Jess started working here at Breakfast Club, she congratulated Jess, did a video congratulating Jess. So, yeah, we're going to have us a nice, healthy conversation today at 5 p.m.
That's right.
Yeah, so join me for the We the People audio town hall with Vice President Kamala Harris, live from Detroit, Michigan, exclusively on iHeartRadio. Yeah, man, whatever tough questions y'all got, send them. You know, we gave y'all the information for the talk back. You know, you can open your iHeartRadio app and search for the Breakfast Club podcast, tap the mic, record your questions for the Vice President, hit send, and your voice might be heard during this conversation. So today, 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific, right here. Whatever station you're listening to me on right now, you will hear this conversation at 5 p.m. So I'll see y'all this afternoon.
All right, and when we come back, we got the positive notice, the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Lauren LaRosa filling in for Jess. We got to salute Ricky Smiley for joining us this morning.
Man, I know that y'all was listening on your radios this morning, and y'all were confused. People that listen to Ricky Smiley were like, I don't listen to the Breakfast Club. Why? What's going on? Why I hear Envy and Charlamagne? And people that listen to Breakfast Club was like, I don't listen to Ricky Smiley. Well, I'm hearing Ricky Smiley on the radio right now. But we were together.
Yes.
So make sure you go get his new book, Sideshow, by Ricky Smiley, available everywhere you buy books now.
Absolutely. All right. And also Dr. Alfie Breland Noble for joining us this morning as well.
Man, the good sister, Dr. Alfie. I couldn't do anything that I do with my nonprofit, the Mental Wealth Alliance, without her. The Mental Wealth Expo, we just had our 4th annual Mental Wealth Expo. None of that gets done without Dr. Alfie Breland Noble. So thank you always to Dr. Alfie.
Absolutely. All right. Well, you got a positive note?
I do, man. The positive note comes from late, great Colin Powell. I love this because I lived this, and I want everybody to apply this to their life. If you are going to achieve excellence in big things, you develop the habit in little matters. Listen to what I just said. If you're going to achieve excellence in big things, you develop the habit in little matters. You got to be excellent with the so-called little things before you can be excellent with the so-called big things, because excellence is not an exception. It is a prevailing attitude. Have a blessed day.
Breakfast Club, bitches!
Y'all finished or y'all done?